Yo, so my buddy called me last week, super stressed. Said he just got a raise at work. I said, bro, that's amazing. He said, yeah, but I still can't afford anything. And I just stood there like, welcome to 2026, my friend. Pull up a chair. We need to talk. Because here's the thing. A lot of people right now are in that exact same situation, making more money than ever, but somehow feeling broker than ever. And today, I'm going to break down exactly why that is, what's actually happening to the middle class right now, and what you can do about it. For real, no fluff. Let's go. First, the numbers. The savings rate in America right now is just 4%. 4%. That's the lowest it's been since right before the 2008 crash. You know, that fun little time when banks were collapsing and people were losing their houses. Yeah, we're saving at those same levels again. Great sign. Totally fine. 27% of Americans have zero emergency savings. Not low savings, zero. Like if something goes wrong tomorrow, they have absolutely nothing. No backup, no cushion, just vibes and prayers. And more than half the country is living paycheck to paycheck, including people making over $100,000 a year. So if you're sitting there thinking, I just need to make more money and everything will be fine, sorry to break it to you, but that's not how it's working out for a lot of people right now. The middle class is shrinking. Here's what that actually means. In 1971, about 61% of Americans were middle class. Today, it's around 50%. Now, some people hear that and think, okay, people are moving up, good for them. But that's not really what's happening. Yes, some people moved up, but a whole lot of people got pushed down. The rich got richer, the poor got more, and the middle just got thinner. Here's what really stings, though. The median income today is basically the same as it was in 2019. Same paycheck, but rent went up, groceries went up, gas went up, insurance went up. Everything went up except your bank account. So on paper, you didn't take a pay cut, but in real life, you absolutely did. You're working the same, paying more, and somehow ending up with less. That's the trap. And most people don't even feel it happening until they're already deep in it. Why 2026 specifically is hitting different. 3 things are crashing into each other right now, all at the same time. Thing 1. Energy prices went crazy. Oil went past $100 a barrel. Gas jumped over 20% in a single month. And because everything gets shipped and transported, when gas goes up, literally everything goes up. Your groceries, your packages, your stuff, all more expensive now. Thing 2, tariffs are still quietly adding to inflation. Nobody's really talking about it, but Goldman Sachs says tariffs are still pushing inflation up by about 1% through mid-2026. Sounds small, but when you're already stretched thin, that 1% is the thing that tips you over. Thing 3, the job market is frozen, and this is the sneaky one. On the surface, things look okay. Unemployment is at 4.4%, not crazy high. But underneath that, in February alone, the economy lost 92,000 jobs. And people aren't quitting anymore. Not because they love their jobs, because they're scared. Scared they won't find anything else if they leave. And here's why that matters. The main way regular people get ahead is by switching jobs, negotiating raises, and moving up. But right now, none of that is really happening. Everything is just stuck. Income stuck, opportunity stuck, but your bills? Those keep going up just fine. No issues there. The saving situation is genuinely bad. In 1960, Americans saved about 10% of their income. 1970, it was nearly 13%. Even in 1980, it was 11%. Today, it's 4%. That's not a slow decline. That's falling off a cliff. 59% of people right now cannot cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. $1,000, one unexpected bill, and more than half the country has to reach for a credit card charging 22% interest. And then they spend months paying that off. And then something else breaks. And the cycle just keeps going like a really terrible merry-go-round that nobody asked to get on. 42% of middle-class households couldn't handle a $5,000 emergency and recover from it. These aren't people at the bottom. These are middle-class people, people who are supposed to be doing okay, and they're one bad month away from things getting really ugly. Housing is where the real pain is. In 2020, the median home price was $317,000. Today, it's around $445,000. That's a 40% jump in 6 years. And on top of that, mortgage rates doubled from 3% to 6%. So the house costs more and the loan costs more. It's like getting punched twice in the face and being asked to say thank you. To comfortably buy a median home today, you need to earn about $120,000 a year. The average family earns $85,000. So for most people, a home isn't just hard to get, it's basically unreachable right now. This is why the average first-time home buyer is now 40 years old. 40! 10 years ago, it was around 29 to 31. People are waiting a whole decade longer just to get their first home. And I know renting feels fine day to day, but here's the reality. Homeowners have 44 times more wealth than renters on average. 44 times. Even if you take the house itself out of the equation, homeowners are still 17 times wealthier. Owning a home has been the main way middle-class families build real wealth for decades. Every year someone delays buying is a year of growth they never get back. So when people can't buy a house, they're not just delaying homeownership, they're delaying building any real wealth at all. Why people are going full YOLO with their money? Here's where it gets really interesting. Because of all this mess, a lot of people are just saying forget it and throwing money at risky stuff. Crypto, meme stocks, whatever's hyped up on social media this week. And 73% of people who take big financial risks say they do it because they feel like they have no other choice. And honestly, I get the logic. Like when you've done everything by the book and you still can't afford a house until you're 40, at some point you start wondering if the book is even worth reading. Back in the 1940s, it was almost guaranteed you'd do better financially than your parents. Today, your chances are basically 50-50. That's a massive drop. And when people feel stuck, they start swinging for the fences, even if swinging for the fences usually means striking out. But here's the cold truth. The market is literally designed to take money from desperate, emotional people. So even though the frustration is valid, YOLOing your savings into random stuff usually just speeds up the falling behind process. Okay, what do you actually do about it? No fluff, just the actual moves. 1. Find out where your money's going. The average American spends $18,000 a year on stuff they don't need. Not rent, not food, non-essentials, forgotten subscriptions, random spending, stuff you don't even remember buying. Go through your bank statement, find every sneaky charge, cancel what you don't use. This alone could free up hundreds of dollars a month. 2. Get $1,000 saved as fast as you can. I know it sounds basic, but 59% of people don't have it. And without it, every single emergency goes on a credit card at 22% interest. Get that $1,000 first, before anything else, even if it takes a few months. That one move alone stops a lot of financial bleeding. 3. Credit card debt is your enemy number one. If you're paying 20% or more in interest, paying that off is a guaranteed 20% return. The stock market averages about 10% a year. Killing your credit card debt is literally twice that return. It's not glamorous, it's not going to get you any likes on Instagram, but it's the smartest thing you can do with your money right now. 4. Don't give up on buying a home. Just adjust the timeline. Yes, the market is rough right now, but don't just throw the whole dream in the trash. Use this time to grow your income, clear your debt, and build your savings. So when the right moment comes, rates drop, prices soften, and your income grows, you're ready to move. Preparation beats panic every single time. 5. Boring wins. I know this isn't what anyone wants to hear. Saving a little every month, investing consistently, not touching it, letting it grow, it's not exciting, it's not a vibe, but it works. It has always worked. The people trying to get rich quick are usually the ones funding the people who are already rich. Don't be that person. Be the boring one. The boring one wins long term. Here's the real talk to end on. The middle class isn't disappearing because people got lazy or bad with money. It's disappearing because the things that used to help regular people build wealth, affordable houses, growing wages, job mobility, have all been going in the wrong direction for years. And people are feeling it but can't quite explain why. The gap between people who build wealth and people who don't isn't really about how smart you are. It's about whether you have a cushion. People with savings can take smart risks, hold investments through rough patches, and wait for opportunities. People without savings can't do any of that, so they stay stuck. But you're not stuck forever. You just need to know what's happening, stop reacting out of panic, and get back to the basics that have always worked. Spend less than you make, build your safety net, invest every month without thinking about it, ignore the noise. Simple, boring, effective. All right, that's it for me. Now go check your bank statement and find that forgotten subscription you haven't used since 2023. You know it's there. Go get it. See you in the next one.